Why hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the theme park Agrabulator? What is that? So, apparently I can't even get my title correctly. It is I, the theme park evaluator, Joseph Gregory Pagac. That's the one. That's a good take. Oh, seriously? I'm going to keep this in on myself? Boy, I'm kind of an idiot. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not entirely sure if this is something that you folks would like to see, but I've done a lot of watching on YouTube about Planet Coaster, and I figured, I have Planet Coaster. I've played approximately 50 hours, as you can see right over here, and the thing that I've been watching on Planet Coaster has been this Channel 5, and I want to thank Albert Stakoviak for showing me this channel. It's a pretty darn good channel. However, this channel is run by this guy named Johnny 5 Alive, and he always is talking about how his frame rate is constantly crashing, how his computer's being destroyed, and it is a good thing that you want to have your show be as spectacular as possible. But I'm watching everything that he's doing, and I've realized that his frame rate is almost impeccable. I mean, whether or not he has to go all the way down to the minimum of graphics in order to run a huge park, that doesn't really matter to me. And oh, hi there, King Coaster. How's it going? And oh my goodness, you had to go and kick that world, huh? Well, that's what you do, I guess, when you're a king. But anyways, so this Johnny 5 Alive, he's talking about how he feels bad that he has to bring the graphics down so very, very low in order to have this 60 frame rates, or 60, frames every single second. And I'm just thinking, what would be the opposite of that on YouTube? How about 1 frame a second? Maybe even less. It's something that I have seen on my computer, and I mean, right now we're doing pretty good. I mean, we got, your little avatars on the world. They're having a great old time. And you could, of course, either A, play the game, where you can have a new career mode, a sandbox mode, or even a challenge mode. And from what I remember, there's not too much difference between career and challenge. The sandbox is pretty much where it's at. I myself, I've only done a little bit of theme parking myself, and most of my 50 hours on this has been about things that, basically, it's been a lot of loading and a lot of taking time to go through everything. And so basically, let's go play one of these parks. I think I need to go into my parks. I'm not entirely sure. Downloads, here we go. Yes. So I downloaded this one theme park. It's called Return to Zero Park. I forget exactly. Foo Films is the guy who created it, and I hope that you do actually go and grab his workshop material. It's very, very good, and I think that we should try this one. Mainly because this is the first thing that my friend Albert Stakoviak had shown me. It is the very first park. And he's just like, okay, this is what you can do with Planet Coaster. Go nuts, Joe. I'm just like, wow, this is pretty spectacular. But I've only seen it as he's shown me from the Channel 5 Alive, or the Johnny 5 Alive. So I don't know how it's going to look on this computer. I have no idea. I mean, it looks spectacular on the YouTube channel, Channel 5, but I don't know if it will look great on this. I don't know if we're going to be able to really see anything. I don't even know if my computer's going to live through this. That's why I want to try this out for you folks on YouTube. I want to see whether or not the computer can actually handle it, and if the computer can handle it, how long will it take to go through this park to be able to actually enjoy any of the attractions? Is it something that we can do? Is it something that is a physical possibility with the capabilities of my computer? Now, as I had mentioned before, small parks run at approximately maybe 1 frame every second. Maybe if I'm lucky, 5, which is spectacular. And this is on the extreme low setting, by the by. Everything is turned off. The only thing that is even remotely on is shadows. Because I figured, well, we probably should have shadows that, ones that don't move at all, at least. So we got something to differentiate the way that the light is shown. But very low textures. It has, of course, very low in terms of the sun flares. Hardly any texturing for the water. It's gonna look pretty spectacularly poor. But would people watch something that is so very slow looking? I don't know. And so far, it's a good thing that the Ferris wheel right here is still spinning. That means that the computer can still think about what it needs to do. So it's not melting the computer yet. That's right, Al. It has not yet gone and melted my computer. But then again, we haven't even gotten into the park. I think it's been 2 minutes now since I actually started getting into this, and we still haven't loaded in. But it's always a good thing to know that wider paths can help reduce crowd congestion. Just remember that. And also that it actually is still loading. Just keep on rolling, little Ferris wheel. Just keep on rolling, because you're the only thing that's making me know that we're still going strong. I honestly don't know, folks, if I can even make this thing work. Oh my goodness. The Ferris wheel stopped moving. Can you start moving? Oh, good. That one little frame was a nice one. I don't like where this is going, because the Ferris wheel not moving is a very bad sign to me. I want to show you guys this park. I think it is fantastic, and I think that Foo Films should get more recognition for it. Okay, so it looks like the Ferris wheel had moved just a little bit, which is also a very good thing, because the computer is still thinking away then. Oh, come on, just spin a little bit, Ferris wheel. Spin! You've got to spin! Oh, man. I may have to turn off the computer, I don't know. Come on, please spin. Yes, that was a little bitty frame. This is good. We got it. Yes. Little frames. Keep going, Ferris wheel. You can do it. You can do it all night long if you have to, Ferris wheel. Just get moving so we can get into the park. Oh my goodness. Now, I have the bare minimum to play the game. And oh, I see something. There's something coming into the screen. And oh my goodness, it looks well, it looks very I'm going to call it blue, but I'm color deficient. It might be purple. But it still looks very, very blue. But at least we can build slopes and elevated walkways by dragging the mouse up or down when laying paths. I mean, that is a very good thing to notice. And oh my gosh, what was that flash? What was that flash? Okay, good. At least the flash is in-game and not my PC melting. So, this is something like Looper Park, I believe it is called. Oh, no. Return to Ground Zero, But, we've almost got the logo for the little, Ferris wheel gone. Excellent. Welcome to the park. Let's find out how many guests, if any, that we happen to have. I'm not seeing anything down there. I don't think anything is even willing to pop up yet. Let's see if we can actually move the camera at all. I can see a little bit of flickering off in the background, which might be the computer dying. Oh, look at that. Something happened. Something bad happened. Let's just try this again. And hopefully we can figure everything out without the camera exploding. Okay, good. Sort of. I want to go in kind of a downward looking. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Did I just go through a building? I did? Good. Why am I going back in the building? No, I let go of the mouse after we got up to the top. Ah! Oh my gosh. See, folks, this is what happens when you're at 1 frame every second, or maybe even lower. I'm going to just try to go forward. Maybe that'll get us out of this. Oh my goodness, where are we? Let's just scroll outward. Oh, hey, look at that. We got all this stuff down here. It's March of 19. There's 10,000 guests in this park. 10,000 guests. That explains a lot. I am going to actually close this park because that many guests, even with a really great computer, from what I understand, tanks the frame rate. So maybe I can make it so we get 1 more frame every single second by just closing the lousy park. Okay, it's not actually lousy. Okay, right now it looks lousy. Park status, is it closed yet? Yes, we got it closed. Okay, now we're going to keep all the attractions and stuff open. That's good. So hopefully, by getting rid of the people, actually we want to close the attractions because otherwise the people won't leave. But while we're at it, let's back up. I don't care about the building. Go away. Okay. Let's try this again, because I believe if you pull like this on your mouse, you go upward. Yes, that is good. And believe me, folks, I am not actually inept at playing this game. I've played it for about 50 hours. This is just what happens when you have such horrible frame rate. And this is on the lowest settings. Okay, so we're still backing out of everything. Ah, there we go. There's a roller coaster right over here. Ah, look at that. Look at that park. That's a nice looking park. So many pieces. It's huge. This is why it takes so long for my computer to load it. This insanity Well, that insanity is part of the reason. The other part of the reason is just down over here. I don't know if you can see anything over there, but I think that that's the entrance to the park. I mean, the park looks great, but the frame rate is killing me. And probably all of you. So, once again, I think this is where all the people are, is over here, but I'm not entirely sure. Because, I mean, we got the Ferris wheel. Everybody likes a Ferris wheel, I think. So here they are. 9,591 guests are all crammed right here in the path to the park. Look at these. They're insane. We'll get down closer so you can see as much detail as possible with this. But there you go. This is 9,000 people in your park. I've already gotten rid of 1,000 people, and there's still this many people. Normally I don't do this type of thing, but I think we have to fast forward. Just to try to get these people out of here. Just look at all these people. It is... Did they kill my... Okay, good. The camera is still able to move. But all these people are just completely and utterly just swamped into these paths. I mean, it's pretty cool that this many people can be rendered at one time. But at what cost? At the cost of your gameplay? I don't know if that's worth it. So, finally, way down over here, we happen to have the entrance to the park. And we can't even see it yet because of how many people are here. But right here, where the path starts to open up, I mean, that's a good thing. To open up the path so that people can leave your park if necessary. Okay, I guess that there's still longer before we actually get to the real entrance. I'm going to try to do this. Oh, that was a nice maneuver there, me. I'm only congratulating myself on that because so far as you've seen, we have not had good experiences with that. And I cannot see inside of there to tell whether or not people are actually, if that's the actual entrance to the park. But enough with going around there. Let's see how the park looks from what I believe to be the entrance. And now, mind you, the park is still on fast mode. Like, as... Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I just clicked it twice in order to make it fast mode so that we can get through this a little bit faster. Okay, I think that we've got it to the proper way. Good. Now, let's let's see how the park looks from the entrance. And now for the pan up. Wow, that is gorgeous. Now imagine what this would look like in, ultra high definition, or at least as ultra high as anybody could actually, or we could get on this PC or anybody's PC. I don't know if that's a possibility. We're a little bit too far down. There we go. That's a pretty good height. Now just stop going up. Okay, don't go back down. Let's just do this. Hopefully it'll go back up. Should go back up. There we go. Yes. And wow. I think that this is going to be quite an epic little roller coaster here. I'm not entirely sure how it really works because I've not yet had a chance to ride it on here. But wow, that looks spectacular, and I think that I'm going to do this a couple of different ways. The first way is going to be that we will ride it as it is in the park, with all sorts of slowness, and then I'm going to do some editing in order to speed up the whole thing so you can see it both ways and compare. But maybe I'm just kind of a evil person, and seems to find joy in that type of thing. Okay, so guests are unhappy, you say. Wonderful. Let's go into the park management. I just want to see what type of terror is still causing these guests to feel unhappy. So two things are closed. One thing is testing. So that's a good thing, is that it tests, but we want it to not be testing anymore. Are all the stalls closed? I have no facilities, that's good. Every great theme park needs no facilities, so great job there. And what's next on the agenda? Oh, wow. Okay, we have one thing that's open. Cosmic Cow Milkshakes. Well, we don't want that open. We want that closed. And Mexcellente 18. I am sorry to anybody that I offend by not being able to pronounce things. Yeah. So, with that said, let's go on over here to the Ferris wheel. Alright, close those. I'm trying to close everything as quick as possible, folks. Alright, and hey, we've gotten the park down by 10, well, not by 10, but by 4,000 people already. That is spectacular. Alright, let's go on over here towards the Ferris wheel. And we're going to I'm going to see how well we can utilize this as kind of a way of finding more depth to this park. A way of going through the details a little bit better. I kind of feel that would be the best way, is just by letting the rides show just how this place is. Okay, let's test that bad boy out. Good. And then let's go into this. Did that work? Okay, so it's pretty nice interior to the Ferris wheel. If we click on both buttons, we can of the mouse, we can go left and right. So I can definitely choose to look out the window the whole time. And wow, that is a gorgeous sight. Wow. I honestly do not know how many pieces there are in the construction of this, and looks like something has just turned on down at the bottom. Oh, there goes the coaster. See you later, coaster. I'm going to get out of this because I don't think we're moving, which would explain a lot. Yeah, we're not moving. Alright. Now it's in test mode. Let's get back on. And we'll 3 times speed. That was at 3 times speed. Oh man, I feel bad now. No wonder that seemed to actually be working out better than I thought. Oh, I don't know if I want to try this again. Testing ride camera. Oh boy. So here we go. Oh my goodness. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ferris wheel. And I personally love Ferris wheels. I honestly do not really know any better way of showcasing a park from a distance than really a Ferris wheel. And I mean, from right here you can see just how spectacular this park is built. And I do have to say, I like that the game places this nice, calm, and relaxing soundbite musical score on the Ferris wheel, because it is a calm and relaxing ride. And I just have personally loved Ferris wheels for as long as I've actually enjoyed theme parks. To me, the Ferris wheel is really the best way of showcasing what a park is. Because when you're on a roller coaster like this behemoth, I mean, just look at this thing. It is huge. But when you're on a roller coaster, at the minimum you're going about 25 miles per hour. At the maximum, about 140 miles per hour. And with that, you just really cannot take in the sights. You cannot see how the park really is, because you're zooming by at such an insane speed. Don't get me wrong, I love my roller coasters. They are fantastic. But there's something about a Ferris wheel that just is so much more magical than a roller coaster to me. And I will state this: my favorite ride of all time was a Ferris wheel, a 3-armed Ferris wheel at Six Flags Great America entitled Skyworld. And yeah, as I said, 3 arms. It was a phenomenal idea, because you had one arm that was always on the ground loading, and you had two arms that were in the sky, constantly rotating, allowing people to enjoy the park from a direction that they don't normally get to see. And that's what really made me love Ferris wheels, was the fact that this Ferris wheel, it gave you approximately a 10-minute ride, because you would have two different arms that had to load between your getting on and your getting off. So while it took about 5 minutes to load each arm, it still had a capacity of something like, I think it was 13 or 12 different gondolas on each arm. Each one could seat at the minimum 2 people. At the maximum, they could seat 5. And that, to me, for a ride that long, just makes it have such a great capacity that you never really were bothered by the weight of having, well, to wait. Sure, it was a burden to have to go and try to stand in line in order to just do something very, very slow and what most people would say not so thrilling, but you're dangling 125 feet in the air off of this thing. 125 feet off the ground. And you're spinning at something around 14 or 15 miles per hour. It still isn't very fast, but it gives you that bird's-eye view of the park that you normally don't get to see. That is why, to me, the Ferris wheel is a staple of any theme park. Is because you get that angle that you normally don't get to see. You can be walking on the midway, but on the midway, you can't glance behind the scenes. You can't see the people putting together the parades that will be going through the park. You won't be able to look at the different buildings that have your wardrobe for the theme park, that have where they prepare your food, where they get all the toys for the games. And that to me is something special. That you can get that kind of sneak peek at what is truly going on in your theme park. All because you rode the Ferris wheel. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a little bit more high-octane type of rides that do let you see the theme park from a different angle. Of course, you have your dropping rides, which will take you up 200, 300, sometimes even 400 feet. And sure, you do get a great view, but it's not one that you can look 360 degrees. So if you get stuck on the wrong side of the tower, all you see is sometimes just city. Highway even. And that's not as fun when you're at the theme park. You want to escape from your everyday. You don't want to see the city. You want to see that other world. And that's why I wanted to do this Ferris wheel with you folks. Is because we get that angle. We get to see that other world that has been created. Just look at this. This place place is beautiful. Completely and utterly. We have, just for us, from the creator of this theme park, this huge industrial complex. I don't know what it really is. And quite probably I've gotten it completely and utterly wrong as to what this really is. But you can't deny how great it's put together. And again, that's why I am constantly saying that the theme parks of today need Ferris wheels. It's because you get to see how the theme park is put together. You might not get to see it up close, but you get to see it from a distance. I mean, just from this angle, I don't know what this slab is that's going just a little bit above the roller coaster track that's about halfway up the screen. I don't know what that is. Is that a road? Is that maybe some sort of ventilation? Is that an exhaust port? I honestly don't know. But it has a purpose. It has a reason. And the creator of this park knows what that reason is. And just while you're on something like a Ferris wheel, or any other type of slow-moving ride where you're up in the air, kind of like a observation tower, for example. It allows you to see all of the hard work that is put in to make the theme parks that you love what they are. It allows you to actually kind of figure out how they created the magic. Was it something that was hobbled together? Or was it something that actually was built through a grand plan? Was it created within, did it take years to create? Or was it just a little hodgepodge type of thing? But either way, whether or not it was something that took years to create, or something that was 6 months in the creation, these type of rides allow you to see just how come something was built as it was. Now perhaps I'm just somebody a little bit insane to you folks. Especially because we've now been on this Ferris wheel for 8 minutes listening to me just ramble on about Ferris wheels. But again, to me, they help to actually showcase just how a theme park, just how beautiful a theme park can be. And just from this Ferris wheel, you can see all the hard work that was put into this place. You can see of them had to be placed exactly where they are. Every single one of them had to be color tuned to the way that this creator wanted them to be. That takes dozens of hours. That takes extreme patience. Not just anybody can do that type of thing. I honestly am not sure whether or not it's supposed to be an industrial complex. I don't know if it's supposed to be a futuristic city. I don't know if we're supposed to be on some sort of alien planet and we are just trying to do the best job of protecting us from the alien environment, so we have to create a whole bunch of random corridors and wall placements in order to make sure that anything that was on the planet to harm us just couldn't figure out how to find the tasty little human morsels. I don't know. But whatever it really is, it is a sight to behold. And I just cannot give it enough praise. So why don't we just turn back a little bit towards the front. Now, as you can see, we're probably just a little bit over halfway to the top. Yeah, that's right. Just a little bit over halfway to the top. And it's been approximately 12 minutes. Okay, so you folks are probably already gone and clicked off and don't want anything to do with this. That's fine. Because I know that you folks are more wanting to see the insane roller coasters and the flat rides all in their extremely speedy glory. I get that. I sadly don't have that ability, and I mainly am doing this just to show my friend Albert Stakoviak that while it may not run too great, apparently my computer is not melting. So, I did it, Al! I've got this whole thing on the digital recording. That's right. Everything's on the digital recording. And if you look out over there in the distance, you can see some sort of torches. I'm not entirely sure if that was something that was part of the path line, or, you know, the midway that we saw a little bit earlier. But it looks spectacular, that area. We might have to go over there after we're done with this Ferris wheel. And I will be doing a sped up version of this Ferris wheel once I get everything into post. But that down there looks awesome, and I think we should go and enjoy it. But now that we're almost at the top, I think we should turn back over to the other side and just take a gander again at this beautiful, beautiful, I think it's a city. I honestly don't know what it really is, but I think it's a city. And if not a city, it's definitely then some sort of industrial complex. But I mean, what else could that little thing be over there? I personally think that it's some sort of observation deck. Maybe not for, like in Star Trek, for being able to see the vast nothingness of space, but to check out your surroundings, just like this oh my god, how did I say that? Just like this Ferris wheel. Boy, I am just gone bonkers, apparently, just now. I should not have said that, because I'm an idiot. But we've got all sorts of things going on with this building. There's so many different lights that it's overwhelming to even think of how that was created. And I think that was an explosion over there. Over here to the left, but I'm not entirely sure if that was. And that happens sometimes. Things just explode. That's just part of life. It's part of how computers that aren't probably fast enough to be playing this, just go, kind of like a Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Sometimes they just explode. And it might just be my slow frame rate, but is that some, like, droid over there trying to, like, twirl? I think it might just be my slow frame rate. But also over on the left, about halfway up. Oh yeah, yep, there's the explosion. So apparently things just kind of explode in this park, which is a pretty neat concept. I honestly don't know if I would just have things randomly exploding if I ever made a park. But then again, I mean, Beavis and Butthead did say, fire rules! Well, that was a terrible Beavis. But, wow. Just wow. We have a fantastic Ferris wheel. We have beautiful scenery thanks to this kind of industrial complex or space city, or not space city, but city thing. It's just gorgeous. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think that those floating things in the middle of the screen are lights. They might do something for the roller coaster. We'll have to find out. I honestly do not know. But wow, that is a spectacular view. I want to see the other side again, because the other side just seemed really nice. Or at least that one portion seemed really nice. And oh, you can't really see it now. Ugh. That's what I get. That's what I get for trying to look away. Basically, nothingness. Wow. Just wow. Every single piece here had been created from something in the scenery blocks area. A window. There we go. And when I look through this, I can't possibly even think that any of these things could be something that wasn't exactly what it was. Sure, I could piece together a few different walls in order to create a nice little building, but I couldn't dare think of until watching some other folk like that Johnny Five Alive. I wouldn't dare be able to think that I could create a type of netting from using the little pieces of like icing toppers that they have. There's I don't really know how to describe some of the stuff that they have in here, but to me it's just so very one-sided as to what these things really are. So it's hard for me to think, oh, if I place this piece with this piece and kind of just make a little zigzag or something or another, oh my goodness, I've got a little bitty type of fence here. It's spectacular what these people can come up with. And that's why I'm really glad that I can actually view this park, even from a Ferris wheel. And this Ferris wheel, let's face it folks, it's not as good as Skyworld was. Skyworld was fantastic. But nothing really can compare to that thing. I mean, this is just a regular wheel, but it still gives you that great bird's eye view of the theme park. So it's still a really nice way to look at your park. Right now, though, sadly, we've got these light bars in our way, which are also the supports for the vehicle, so I mean, it's a good thing that they're there. But it'd be nice if I didn't see them in my angle. I'm not complaining that they're there. I know that they're there for a reason. But it's just one of those things where if you happen to have a slightly better machine than mine, you'd be able to get a couple more frames every single second. And you'd be able to see the way that this park is a lot better. I wish that I could show you it like that. So as I had said, once we get finished with the actual Ferris wheel, I'm going to place in a quicker moving version of it, thanks to the miracle of editing software. So that's going to be a great thing. It's going to be a long episode though, folks, a long episode. I mean, so far we've done just this, and we've been on this since about 20 minutes ago, 23 minutes ago almost. So thank you for listening to me. But what are some of your favorite theme park attractions, and why? I mean, are some of your favorite theme park attractions like mine, where it's, you know, a Ferris wheel, one of the scenic rides, so that you can take in better the ambience of the theme park? Or is it a super fast, speedy roller coaster just because you need the thrill, and that's a lot better in order to, you know, just get your heart pumping? Or maybe you're more for parks with less. Maybe you just want a nice little scenic area that's not completely and utterly populated with rides, so that it's more like a kind of a nature preserve almost, where they have a couple of little attractions just to tide people over. Is that more your cup of tea? Or are you looking for the thrill parks where most of the attractions that they have are the big scary roller coasters. I mean, they're not too scary to me, but I really want to know, folks. And I also want to know if I were to do this more often, which might be a possibility. Would you folks be interested in me doing it again? And eventually I will be getting a better video card, a better processor. So, and by eventually I mean it's probably a couple of months away. Right now I'm recording this in February. But would you folks be wanting to see that? Would you like to maybe even revisit this park to see just how much better that little bit of extra power from that video card could do? Or from that little bit faster of a processor? I myself, of course, am interested in that type of thing. But that's me. Now, we already mentioned asking you folks, or I already had asked you folks, about what your favorite type of ride is. Whether it's, you know, a more scenic ride or a roller coaster, but how many of you out there like shows? Is that a major theme park staple that you folks like to see? Is that something that you ultimately would hope that Planet Coaster could create? Is more of a show-like quality? I mean, ultimately, that'd be spectacular if I could recreate a couple of shows that I like. But ultimately, it's all up to the creator of Planet Coaster, of course. But what do you folks think? Is or are shows really a good thing for theme parks? I honestly do believe they are. Because every now and again, you've been waiting in line so long to get on your rides. So long have you been walking through the park, and a lot of the times it's extremely warm out. You just want to sit down and relax. And sure, you can do that sometimes at the food courts. Sometimes you can do that even while waiting in line if you happen to find a nice little curb that you can sit on. But ultimately, there generally isn't too much of a way for you to really relax unless you have the shows. And, I mean, some of my favorite things have been shows. As I had mentioned, SkyWorld was my favorite ride that I had ever been on. Just because of that scenic flair that it had. But my favorite attraction that I've ever been to at a theme park, an attraction to me is rides or shows, would have to be Alien Encounter, an extraterrestrial experience. That was at the Walt Disney World Resort. I believe they even had a version over at the California Disneyland, which sadly I believe closed down about 4 years prior to the one in Florida. But it was such an immersive experience that it felt just as thrilling as a ride. Because for 8 minutes, you were in almost complete darkness with nothing but your mind and sound effects and certain dynamics that happen within the actual auditorium as to what is going on around you. And it made it just so very scary. I was frightened the first time that I went to that attraction. But I loved it. I wanted to go and do it again and again. That very first time that I went on it, I came out and I asked if we could do it again. Of course, the parents and the rest of the group, no way, no how. Not because they were scared of it, but because we just waited an hour for it. It was back in 1997 when we first got to ride that thing. So it was still not necessarily new because it fully opened in 95 with a little bit of a soft open in 94. That is 1995 and 1994 I'm talking about. But it was just so engrossing that it brought you into that little makeshift universe. And that's what these theme parks are about. This creator has brought us into his little world that he has created for us. And that's what makes a theme park, is being immersed in the experience. To me, you don't have that with thrill parks. Because thrill parks are just, here's a roller coaster, here's another roller coaster, there's another roller coaster. Oh, what? You're tired of roller coasters? Well, there's a drop ride. All of those are fun. All those are great in themselves. But without the theming, it takes a little bit of the specialness away. It makes it so that you don't really feel as though you are truly part of the experience. You got to ride, you got to enjoy the thrill of being on it, but afterward, your head isn't just in the attraction anymore. Myself, I was so much just engrossed with Alien Encounter that to this day, I still am engrossed by it. I still can remember when I was first seeing it, and my brother and my sister, mom and dad, they were all there with me. But I remember everybody feeling rather scared as they were entering this kind of cold and very metallic-like room that felt somewhat organic, too. It just had this certain air of foreboding. And that's just great storytelling. And I think that's what this park is doing, too, is that great storytelling. You don't really get that too much from the Midway, but just from the main attraction over here, this big, huge industrial complex. I've thought about this place. Oh, okay, yeah. That's nice. Here to support memes, but I've thought about this place since I was first shown it by my friend Albert Stakoviak. Because it was immersive. Just like Alien Encounter. Is this place scary? Is that why I'm so engrossed by it? No. This place, however, just has such a creative vibe to it that I want to view it from as many angles as I possibly can. That's how you know you have a good theme park. Even not even good. I mean, this is a great theme park. Because, just like Alien Encounter, it makes me remember what it was like. Sure, I feel that type of way when I get off of a roller coaster for about 5-10 minutes. But then I go, well, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Let's go on another thing. And you kind of just put that coaster off to the wayside. Or other experience in the theme park that is more of a thrill rather than that of an actual experience. An actual engaging attraction. And to me, that's what a Ferris wheel also offers you. That's why we're still on this Ferris wheel after almost 35 minutes. Is because a Ferris wheel is a great place to socialize. You have your buddies. You have people that you haven't met before. That does annoy me, though. When a theme park decides that even if their sign says that you can have 2 people on the attraction, they want to cram in 4 people just because that's the maximum on most Ferris wheels. We didn't want 4 people. We just wanted the 2 people because it's us 2. We want to riff. We want to talk about what we'd like to do, what we're going to do, what we have done. That's what a Ferris wheel allows you to do. But you don't feel like you can really do that if you're stuck with another group. But sometimes when you're with another group, you get into a little bit of a groove. You can actually speak with them. You can get a nice little conversation flowing. Sometimes it's a really nice thing. And that's why, to me, a Ferris wheel is almost as engaging as a roller coaster. But to me, it's much more immersive because you get to have that other view that you normally don't get to have. Okay, so we're now finally pulling into the station. Wow, that was a long trip around. Looks like we're at just under, oh my goodness, 40 minutes. So let's take a quick little look at the midway over here. It's a nice looking midway, don't get me wrong. But it's not as creative as just over to the other side. I mean, over on the other side, you've got this beautiful, beautiful building, this industrial complex. So I think that they did a great job creating this place. So thank you so much for creating it. It is a beautiful sight to behold. Alright, I don't think that it stops after 1 lap. So, with that, I think we'll just exit out of here. So thanks for listening to my rambling on and on. And do feel free to comment about my insanely long diatribe there about Ferris wheels. Oh, I now. Oh, I don't this again. There you go. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's going to look in the first letters. I have seen Leo, they go showcasing apart from the distant later. And I think you see how it's and I understand the game is a nice, calm, relaxing sound like the sword. There's because it's a calm, relaxing ride. I just personally love Ferris wheels, or as long as I parks. To me, Ferris wheel is the best way to choose a park is because when roller coaster like this, it is huge. We're not roller coaster, and then we're going to 50 miles per hour, and that's about 40 miles per hour. And that just like take the sights and see how the world is. Just nice to see. But a lot of roller coasters are 50 miles per hour, but there's bounce.
Yeah, just literally everything. It's actually developed this. Okay, so you can probably already click off roll and do this. Because I think it's going to see the single users, the Flatites, only their basic scheme. I say yeah, and I mean just to show my friend, so yeah. Yeah, I'll be great. I'm here. It's not building. So I did it out. I got this whole thing on the digital recording. That's right. Everything's on digital recording. Then we got over there and just some torches. Not true. That was something that's our tagline. The video's all clear. But it was spectacular that area. We had to go there and this other stuff. And I believe these version of this area was later post. But that there was awesome. I enjoyed it. But I had that once time to start looking inside. And staying in again, it's beautiful, beautiful. I can see. I just don't know what it is. I can see. It has some sort of else. I also put that in the video. I can see some sort of observation capture. Maybe not for like a Star Trek or you know to see the vast of space, but to check out just like this. Just like this person. Well, I just want to really just now. I should have done that. But I also think about this. There's so many different sense. Oh, no, how it's created. Yeah, I think it's from there. Where the other story that was. And it has sense. It's just so. This is part of the like part of the outgears and the part of the play this. Just go. I like this out. So that's basically. It makes me so very sense. Like very like I think it's also really like cafe. And like there's like. It's very easy to slow start. Just make concept. I honestly don't know how to make really really hard. But again, you know, you might just say no. Oh, it's but wow, just wow. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, you see, they do is kind of complex space here. I'm basically saving. It's just words. I'm not sure. I think those 4 things, those screen lights. It might be some village. We'll find out. I don't know. But that is definitely. What's the other side? This is actually really nice. Or at least that works really nice. I can't see that. Oh, that's right. That's why I'm trying to do away. Basically, nothing. Wow, just wow. Oh, that's a little easier. And read something in the scenery class. Yeah. And what I did is I got to fit anything for you. Something. Exactly once. Sure. He's there. All the way to building. Go. You know, obviously, we're both in my life. I don't really think that I go to Queens. Live of any from these glimpses of like Sniper's Cabin. There's a from actually I don't know how to start something out here, but it's just very. When it's at least in our starting, oh, it's this piece. I just people say something like, oh, it's about these, but this here. It's kind of dealing with. That's actually even smart, even for and it's still. It's not as good as it was. It's tested, but I think compare that. It is just really. But it's like birds like you. So still, I really like making it work. I know setting it at these like birds anyway. Charles sports videos, it's there. But maybe I can see them in my thing. I'm not really there for reason, but it's one of those things where you gotta have it's like energy in mind. Maybe a couple of phrases. You can see this part is lighter. Which actually, because I said mostly this actually there's a place in a clear version of it. Makes me really softer. So the thing it's long, it's supposed to long. So our this maybe not this not what it is. So you're saying, but what are your favorites? Your projections and why? I mean, our projections like mine is no there's the same so you can either get something or just a best loser just be thrilled and it's lighter or just are confident or maybe for parts less maybe just a nice little see it it's not they're about to rise so it's more like a kind of dangerous almost where they have a couple little tractions to kind of lower. Is that really for the real monster? Most of the tractions they have are these losers, but that's to me. But I don't know. And I also know they don't do this raw. Which but it's which most people again. And eventually getting better and processor. So eventually it's probably the most way. I mean I'm February, but which most yeah. Really is hard. See just how much better. That's a little extra power from that you are put to or from the little fast processor. I'm self forcing that thing. Let's see. Yep, you're right. And he goes, right and goes. What your favorite thing right is. Whether it's forcing it by or older but other like shows. Is that major the arc stable that goes legacy? Something that's all the whole that goes to is for show quality. All the things that like just like but all the other two major like that goes. Is our shows really good parts. I was like, do the art. Because every now and then, you wait like so long in your eyes, so long, and walking hard, and sometimes it's more than sit down and ask, and she sometimes in words, sometimes you have to, you know, you have to find things a little bit down, but ultimately, she makes too much people ask this, you know, shows, and I mean, so many things, and it shows, essentially, it's not like rock, better know, because let's see for that, but my favorite attraction of the attraction is right, or shows, you have to be really average attraction of series, that also was something that I originally read in California, which is again, goes down 4 years back, in Florida, but it was such a first experience, that it was just as the ride, because for 8 minutes, for it almost darts nothing in mind, and 7 effects, and it's certainly, he was the effects that happened in that one, as well as the energy, and it was very scary. I was the first person to do that. But I would get it again. Every person that I got that. First person that's done. Wow. Alright, don't miss out everyone. So, that's just it's out here. So let's see what
Alrighty then. So, earlier we saw that there was there was a little bit over 10,000 guests in this park. Well, just down here, you can see all this trash. I mean, it's not really a funny thing, but we shouldn't. We should have some janitors.